I'm the Hooded Lid and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to continue on with Makeup Forever goodies that I got when they had the 30% off sale. Even though I got these things 30% off, these shadows you can get nearly, it might even be the same 30% off if you buy 6 at a time and you get them with this, and it's $59. I know it's a lot, but when you think about it, a NARS palette is $59 as well. As you can see, the pans are quite large. If you are a professional makeup artist, you probably already know this brand and probably use this brand because I'm finding these shadows to be fantastic. If you wanted to go into this realm but you think the pans are too large, then you would do maybe a quad with your basics, the things that will help enhance other palettes you have that have too many shimmers and not a great ratio to mattes, or the things that you know you'll use all the time, like a brow bone color that is perfect for you. But for me, I'm just exploring these mattes and seeing where it takes me. I got 3 colors at the sale. This is a color. It looks like the magnet, but it's a color, and I'm not going to be playing with that today. This I got when I was on my little, I really want to do pastels kind of a kick, and in the sale I got these 2. I love a pink, I love a yellow, and good yellows are hard to find. Before we start applying, I thought we might do a little swatching. So here is Makeup Forever Mimosa. The 2 things I'm going to swatch to are from Viseart. So this is the Warm Edit palette, and there's a yellow right here. And this is the Viseart. It is not as dense, not as opaque, but the color is pretty similar. And the other one is the Soleil palette, which is so adorable. And I got that at the Sephora sale because it was a sale. And I think it was on sale before the 20% off from Sephora. And here's that. And here's the Soleil. It might have a little more whiteness to it. It's a little bit more bright. And I feel there's a teeny bit of orange in this, where this not so much. Yeah. I just took another look. I stand by that. There's a teeny bit of orange in this one. This is the pink. It's called Powdery Pink. I don't think they have this at Sephora. You can get this at Makeup Forever's site. And to compare, I thought I'd do the Natasha Denona Love palette because this is primarily pink. And the 2 colors I'm looking at are Soul and Intense. That would be this one and this one. This is Intense and this is Soul. You can see these are in the same color family, but this one is lighter. It might have a little bit more blue in it. Whereas Intense, I think, might have a little more of a coral nature to it. And this one might have a little bit more of a brown in it. I've already played with these a little bit. I am preferring a denser brush like a 217 or the Sigma, I think it's E25. But you know, I'm a really big fan of the fluffy brush. This is what I usually work with. So I'm just going to start with the fluffy so you can see what the application is like, and then I will move on with a more dense brush. And let me pull you in. I'm starting with the yellow on a Smith. These are natural fiber and they're fluffy, and I adore these. I use Smiths every day. Now when I tried these on the other day, I thought that they looked darker on the skin than they do in the pan, and we're going to do a little check on that. So it's very sheer when you're using a fluffy. And let's just kind of get that pan out. To me, there's a lot more white in the pan. I'm going to go in with the Smith. With the Sigma. And I don't know if you can see this, but as I'm laying it down, it seems a little bit brighter and it faded immediately. I'm going to go in with my finger. If you have really good powders, you can apply them with finger. Here. And you're going to watch, see how that's bright immediately when it goes on? You can see that whiteness in it. And that's more the color that I'm kind of looking for. Let's do the same thing with the pink. I'm using the same brush. I've wiped it off I guess what these little tests are telling me, these are, I guess you could say, have a lot of versatility to them. How you apply them will determine what kind of density you get, what kind of color you get, in a manner of speaking. So there's just a nice little wash of color with a fluffy natural hair brush. And I'm going to pull out that pan. I think it's pretty spot on. It's not the same issue as the yellow, but yellows are really, really tough. And I am going to go in with the same Sigma. I've brushed it off and go a little more dense. And I don't really see a difference with this one like I did with the yellow. I just kind of want to get it near that lash line. These blend so incredibly nicely, just going from one color to the other. I didn't have to do anything. And look, I'm no pro when it comes to application because I'm so deeply challenged by crepiness and hoodedness. And I think these are just, they apply so nicely. Very much like the Visearts apply so nicely and don't need a lot of work, but the Viseart is a little bit drier and these are the teeniest bit creamy, although if you dig in with your brush you're going to get some powdery stuff going on. I do feel that I might possibly like the Makeup Forever more. I'm going to finish this eye and then come back and do some lining and mascara and final look. A couple other things I got at the sale are these pencils, and I really like them. They're wooden, which I prefer because you can sharpen them. I do like the Marc Jacobs, but the sharpener in that, what is that about? I cannot use that. This is blue anyway, and this is Go Ahead Pink. And since we can use them both on the lips and on the eyes, I want to do it on the eyes. So I want to get that pink right at my lash line, which can sometimes be hard to get, especially with a lighter color with your shadows. And that just kind of gives a little intensity to that pink. There you go. And now I want to do this blue. I used this blue several times since I've gotten it, actually. It's great with orange. I used it with the Safari palette with Tribe, but it's also a good color for peaches, good color for pinks. I've used it with the blue look. I really like it. It's just kind of a cobalt, but there's something about this. So I'm going to show you sheared and dense. So this is densely and this is sheared out. Maybe it's just me, maybe it's just my preference or my skin tone or my eye color, but this is a winner. And I'm just going to do a little sheared under the eye for a little play. And you could do a little tight lining if you wanted, or waterline. Let's do the water. And I'm just going to smudge it with a Q-tip, which for me is kind of the easiest way to smudge. But that blue, I don't know, it adds some brightness to the eyes. And now a little bit of mascara, and I'll be right back. And that's it. Please note that I did not use anything else to blend out the edges. I didn't use a cream. This is just two shadows, and they sheer out so nicely. You can pack them on with your fingers like a dream. They work so well with crepiness. The shimmers did not rub off. The glitter and shimmer that I did on the blue eye stayed on my eyeball. I mean, for most of the day, you know, let's be honest. And these, I used this the other day and I don't remember them rubbing off either. That would have stood out to me. So they adhere really well. Today I'm using the concealer, and I think when I did this before I didn't have anything on my eyes. So I'm really impressed with the quality of these. I'm really impressed with the color range. They need to beef it up in the green zone as far as I'm concerned. There's nothing matte and green that I'm interested in, but they have a big selection of mattes. The biggest problem is the only way you're going to have access to these colors is online. Sephora carries, I think, 9 colors in all of their stores, and online, I think there might be 100 colors. And when they put the colors on the lid, it's computer generated. So when you see that half moon swatch on the lids online, that's computer generated. And I did find that the colors were not incredibly true when it came to the shimmers. The best way, I think, for the shimmer colors, the glitter colors, anything that isn't matte, is to look at the arm swatches that they have. They'll have arm swatches of a group. So if you're looking at a blue color, if you keep on scrolling through, you'll get an arm swatch with all the different blues, and for some reason that reads a little truer to the color. With the mattes, it's not as bad, but again, I would recommend considering both the eyeball swatch and the arm swatch. I'm sure the arm swatch is also computer generated, but for some reason it looks truer in my experience. Okay, we're signing off now. I've got to go figure out if I just broke everything. It didn't sound good. That mirror could be broken. Thanks so much for spending a few minutes with me. I hope it was helpful to you, and I hope you come again. Be smart and safe, and until we meet again, I'm wishing you good health. Now I have a mess to go clean up.